Hey guys, today I'm talking about the 6 books that I read in February. So I'm going to do them in order of when I read them earliest to latest, but I am going to talk about one of them slightly out of order because it is the Meet Cute one that I talked about in my February TBR, where you open a story every day until Valentine's Day. I ended up enjoying this one a lot. It's very cute. Like, there are 14 stories. They're short stories, of course. They were like 15 to 20 pages on average, give or take a little bit. But it was a fun way to like lead up to Valentine's Day, and the writing was very simple, very easy to read, but still kept me like interested. So sorry about that. My sister wanted to come and talk to me for a minute, but this month I kind of mostly chose like romance-centered books. One of them wasn't specifically a romance book, but it did include romance in it. The next book that I read was The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata. It's about a defensive football player and his assistant. Very interesting story. There are a lot of details, and this is a reread for me. I don't remember if I said that, but it is. But I enjoyed it just as much the second time, so if you haven't checked this author out or this specific book, I highly recommend it. Then I read Shift by Angie Hockman. It's about a guy and a girl who work for the same company. One of them lives in the same area, like lives in the area where the company is, and then the other works remotely, but they are kind of forced together to go on a work trip because they're both up for a promotion. And that's all the details I'll give, so I don't spoil any more of it, but the characters are very likable. The details are also there. The writing is great. So I really enjoyed this. I haven't read it before, so this was a new one for me, and I did very much enjoy it. I believe I rated The Wall of Winnipeg and Me 5 stars, shipped 4.5. Next I read Happy Place by Emily Henry. I've read Emily Henry books before, and I really enjoy her writing. This is about a couple who is within a friend group from college, and they have been together. Sorry about that, sister again. They've been together for like 8 years. They're engaged, but then something happens and they're no longer together. But they go on one last cottage trip to their friend's family cottage, and they have to keep up appearances that they are together because they haven't told their friends or their families or anyone. So that's what I'll say about that one. I did enjoy this one. I rated it 4 stars. Next I read The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein. This is also a reread for me, but this one will be forever 5 stars no matter how many times I read it. It's about it's actually told from the dog's perspective. If you haven't seen it before, or read it, I have seen the movie as well as read the book. It's told from the dog's perspective. He is taken care of, so his family is a race car driver. Eventually he gets married. So it's told from the perspective of the dog. The dog's name is Enzo. He has a master who is a race car driver. Eventually his master, named Denny, gets married and they have a daughter, but they have to deal with a very sobering diagnosis. And I think that's part of the reason that I like it so much, is that I really relate to it in that fact. If you're seeing this for the first time, I lost my mom to cancer almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years this March. Anyways, I think that the insights, even though it is written by a person, the insights are great and beautiful, and it's really beautiful to think that that's maybe what dogs think. And then my last read in February was The Summer Job by Lizzie Dent. This is about two friends who, one of them is a sommelier, which is when you go to like a fancy restaurant, it's the person that recommends you the wine. There are a lot of like classes and things you have to learn to become one of those. And in this book, one of the friends is a sommelier and the other is not, but the friend that is accepted a job at a hotel in Scotland. They're from London. They live, I think that they both live in London. One of them is from somewhere else in London, or not London, excuse me. One of them is from somewhere else in the UK. I can't remember what the name of it is. But they both live in London together, and then one meets a guy and decides to move to Italy because that's where he lives. So she ends up not taking the job at the hotel, and the other friend was supposed to let the hotel know that she would not be arriving, but then she didn't end up doing that, and so she ends up going to the hotel in Scotland and pretending to be her friend. I'll leave it at that, but I rated this one 4 stars. I enjoyed it a lot as well. So pretty good reading month this month. Enjoyed the books, and I had a couple of good rereads, so pretty soon I will be posting my TBR for March, so stay tuned for that.